12 great lead magnet ideas to build your list fast. That's what we're talking about today, so stick around. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Alan, and on this channel, we talk all things sales funnels and digital marketing. If you're looking to create a lead magnet or even a product, then you're probably wondering how you should package it. Now, as a quick reminder, lead magnets are free offers that encourage your audience to join your email list. If you look around the internet, you'll see businesses offering checklists, scripts, coupons, courses, and more to get you to join their email list, which may lead you to wonder which format would work best for your lead magnet to build your list and to attract qualified leads. We're mainly looking at lead magnets today, but everything we will discuss also applies to tripwires, low-ticket offers, and even to any kind of product. For 10 steps to create your lead magnet, check out my video here or in the description below. In any case, here are 12 ways to package yours. Number 12 on our list are lists and checklists. Now, I know lists have a lot of haters right now who say, lists are so simple and so childish, I'll never use lists in my content and products and so forth. Well, those people are dumb, and they are missing out on tons of leads and sales because the point is that leads work. For two reasons. The main reason is because the human brain naturally gravitates towards easily digestible information. So that means that everyone's brain naturally goes towards content that is easy to read, easy to consume, and generally easy to mentally digest. And the second reason why they are so useful is because we have also been trained by YouTube, Google, and all other content platforms to prefer content in this format. That's why it is no accident that if you go on Google, YouTube, or anything else like that, that you will see tons of results that say 10 ways to blah, blah, blah. 10 steps to blah, 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 or even magazines or other people's lead magnets that I'm sure you've probably already signed up for. You can package your lists in tons of ways. You can say 10 steps to blah, blah, blah. 10 ways, 10 resources, 10 tips, 10 tools, 10 websites, 10 books. Just about anything in front of a number works extremely well to get people's attention to the point that they will sign up to join your list. And one last benefit of lists is that they are combinable with just about any other format of information. So in this video, we're going to look at 11 other tactics for your lead magnets, 11 other formats, and lists are pretty much combinable with any one of those formats as well. So we'll talk more about that in just a second. Number 11 is templates. Now, templates are pretty much plug and play models or fill in the blank frameworks that people can fill in their own answers for. And the best thing about templates is that you probably already have a million templates in your head, in your computer, and just about everywhere else. Now, keep in mind, if you've ever made a sales page or lost weight or bought a microphone or bought a laptop, or pretty much anything you've ever done, you have followed a process. Now, if you can organize that process for someone else to make the same decision, but for them, then you already have a template. So for online business, people will value templates to make a sales page, to write a sales letter, to write an ad, to script a YouTube video, to script a webinar. There are a billion templates that can be used in just about any market. Now, I think of templates as 20% what you provide, and then they provide 80% of their answers into that template. But that 20% that your template provides is the most important percentage, or 20%, because the other 80% is pretty easy to just plug and play their own answers. Number 10 are scripts, which are kind of like super templates that you have already kind of filled in for the most part. Now, I mentioned a second ago that templates, you only provide 20% and they fill in 80%. Scripts are, I would say, 80% already filled in, and then they fill in only 20%. So a script is already written. Now, a script is extremely useful for a million reasons, but the main reason is because creativity is hard. I remember when I was writing my first discovery call script, webinar script, pretty much anything like that that requires a little bit of creativity, or making a website or anything like that, it is so useful to have a script to follow. Number 9 is any kind of video training. Now, you can call this a webinar, masterclass, online training. I've seen all types of creative titles for this, but the point is that it is a video training where you teach and generally provide content in video format. Now, I am a huge believer that video is the hands down best way to present any content, not only because they can see your face and build trust, but because you can convey and communicate emotion, which is huge for letting the audience feel connected to you, trust you, and so forth. Now, there's no hard rule on how short or long this webinar or video training should be. I generally tend to suggest 30 to 40 minutes on the low end and 2 hours on the really, really high end. Now, if your content is valuable and they like what you're doing, then technically there's no rule on how short or long it could be. But I tend to suggest about 45 minutes to an hour, but you can make it as short or long as you want. Number 8 is a course or mini course. Now, a course can pretty much be classified as a webinar, the one that we just discussed, but chopped into pieces or modules, which is generally more digestible for a lot of people. And I've mentioned before that different people prefer to consume content in different ways. Like some people like to read, some people like to listen, some people like to watch. And out of those people who like to watch, some people prefer one long 1-hour webinar, and other people prefer it cut into 5 or 10-minute pieces, which is pretty much what a course is. Now, there are 3 ways to present your course or mini course, and the first way and most common way is the self-paced model. That means you say, sign up for my course on how to run a marathon. And then somebody signs up, and then they have full access to your 5-module course, and they watch it whenever they feel like it, which makes it self-paced. Okay, cool. The second way is to make it a drip course, which means you release those modules, or you send or email it to them after a certain amount of time. So a drip course could be you send them one module every day of the week, or once a week, or however often you want to do it. And that makes it a little bit more interactive, you could say, and it does train them to wait on your emails and to be anxious and excited for them, assuming they remember it's on the way, of course. And the last way to present your course, which is kind of the hardest, but maybe the most useful, is live. Yep, that means exactly what it sounds like, that you ask people to show up live. You could say live only, or you could offer recordings, up to you, but the live factor definitely changes things a lot. Number 7 is a guide, which is ultimately a downloadable document. Now, I mentioned a course is like a chopped up webinar. You could say a guide is like a webinar, but in text or in document form. You can think of a guide as an instruction manual, or even somewhat as a checklist or list, which it is combinable with, by the way. Number 6 for lead magnet ideas are challenges, which are very popular right now. You've probably seen some that say something like 30 days to lose 10 pounds, join my challenge for 21 days to start a YouTube channel, or whatever it may be. The point is, it usually combines a number with a goal at the end, and they show you how to get there throughout. The best thing about challenges is that they incorporate a little bit of community, a bit of competition, which is always useful, and maybe best of all, they make it more of an interactive experience, and it gives you a longer amount of time for them to be focused on your lead magnet. This means they wait on your emails, you train them to listen to what you're telling them to do, and it generally makes them feel a little bit more connected to you. Number 5 are quizzes. Now, quizzes work extremely well to get people to sign up. So a few examples would be, fill out this quiz to find out the best microphone for you. Fill out this quiz to find out if you should start a YouTube channel. Fill out this quiz to find out what kind of shoes are good for you if you want to run a marathon. Those are all kind of weird examples, but the point is that whatever your goal is, there are probably questions you have about how to reach that goal. And quizzes give your audience a tailored answer, a tailored response for what would work exactly best for them, depending on the answers that they provide. And one last extremely useful benefit of quizzes is that you can get tons of very useful information out of people with quizzes that you can't get with a boring old form. So if you ask people, what products do you already buy? If you ask that to people in a regular form on your website, people will get bored and say, screw this, I'm out of here. But if you ask it in quiz form, people will be much more likely to give you that valuable information. Number 4 are reports, which are also downloadable documents. Now, you can think of reports kind of like the news. This means you can present your report as a state of the industry, or upcoming trends, or facts, or something like that. Now, reports give you a little bit more leeway to add more length to your document. Of course, you probably want it to be shorter than longer, but if long works for you, then power to you. And it gives you more real estate, more of a canvas to put in fancy graphics or charts or graphs and things like that if you want. Lead magnet idea number 3 is a case study. Now, me personally, I've never felt compelled to download a case study, but I have heard a lot of positive results. So a case study is pretty much when you package a great testimonial kind of great work that you did for a previous customer or client. So if you helped a client to lose weight or make money or double their sales or whatever, then you can write a detailed report saying what type of business you helped, what steps you advise them to take, and their fantastic results that they got after working with you. Now, this might get less overall leads, to be fair, but the leads who do download it will be much, much warmer and overall more qualified. Idea number 2 are free trials. Now, when people think of free trials, they tend to think of software or products or things like that, which is fair, which you can definitely do. But there's also another part of free trials, which involves your time. Now, this type of lead magnet can be a free consultation, a free strategy session, a free call, a free training session if you're a gym trainer or something like that. Now, free trials that involve your live time, you could say, are very useful for a few obvious reasons. For one, they are interactive. They get to hear your voice. They get a customized result and a tailored response, which are all things that are very, very valuable to just about any lead for anything. And if you sell software or products or something like that, then free trials work very well to activate ownership bias, which is generally a bias that when people feel like they already own something, they are less likely to want to let it go or to give it back. You're probably familiar with this, of course, with test drives of cars, but much more famously, if you go to a pet shelter or a pound, they will always tell you, oh, take this cat or rabbit or dog home for the weekend. If you don't like it, bring it back. Very few people bring it back. They know that. So this free trial method works very, very well in both of those different formats. Idea number 1 for your lead magnets are physical items. Now, I know when people think of physical items, they tend to think, ooh, that sounds like it's a headache and it costs money and I don't want to do that, which is kind of fair, although it doesn't cost too much. But in any case, they also have an extremely high perceived value. So if you offer somebody a free book, if they sign up, a free widget, a free guide, but that's actually physical. Any type of thing that they can physically hold in their hand that will take up space on their desk or bookshelf or wherever has a very high perceived value. Now, yes, like I mentioned, this may cost you a few extra dollars, but this this type of lead magnet is much less likely to be forgotten or thrown away or put into a folder and then never opened again, which does happen to most lead magnets for better or worse. So if you send somebody a book, for example, it is most likely to never get thrown away. And in worst case scenario, is they gift it. You still win because that means they are a referral source for you. And if they gift it, if that book gets gifted 100 times, then now that's 100 more people who have heard about you and about what you do. So worst or best case scenario, physical items remind them about you, they don't get thrown away, and they do have a lot of benefits. Which type of lead magnet do you prefer to consume? Or which type works best for your business? Let me know in the comments below. And I almost forgot, one more bonus idea for your lead magnets is to hit the like button and subscribe if you learned something new. It does help a lot. If you want more help building your list, generating leads, and more, then definitely be sure to download my 20 ways to get more leads and sales out of your funnel below. Well, that does it for today. Thanks everyone for stopping by, and I'll see all of you next time.